Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review the Paul Lynde Halloween special. Made all the way back in 1976. And I was a kid back then, believe it or not. I was about around 8 years old, and I remember seeing the show because he did a reference thing, the rats and the other witch liked it. So I do remember that. So that was definitely something I remember. I don't know why I remembered that part, but I did remember it. And I wanted to give a special shout out to my friend John Walkiewicz, who shared me a link from Nerdist about that, saying it's the scariest Halloween special we ever see, which is pretty funny in itself. And then there's a link to it, and it's on YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. Because a lot of times YouTube has like these old classic shows that probably would have been forgotten any other time, like the Halloween That Almost Wasn't, which I reviewed last year. And also I want to give a very special shout out to my friend Tony Talant, who did a little neat thumbnail screenshot from the show. I think he did a great job. I wanted to thank him very much for what he did. And, they're both great people. John Walkiewicz and Tony Talant, my buddies. And I'm glad to have them, And it was comforting to see another show from 1976, from the early 70s, because I like living in the past. Because I love the 70s and 80s, Well, anyways, 1976, the Paul Lynde Halloween special. It had a bunch of other stars. It had Margaret Hamilton, Florence Henderson, Billy Hayes as Witchy Pooh, Kiss was on there, Billy Barty was on it, Tim Conway, and a little cameo from Marie Osmond and Donny Osmond. And the one thing I felt bad about was Roz Kelly was on there, and everyone else had a regular name, but they kept calling her Roz Pinky Tuscadero Kelly, because they didn't know people would know who she was. I felt bad about that, because she was really famous for playing Pinky Tuscadero on Happy Days. And then after that, she started a movie called slash film called New Year's Evil, and then she did some voice work for American Pop, and that's the last I heard of her. Unless they did some reunion special or something like that. And I felt bad, though. I mean, they just call her Roz Kelly, but oh well. Anyways, what happens is it starts with Paul Lynde. It's a variety show, and he's singing and dancing. And that one girl, Margaret Hamilton, was his housekeeper, and then he said he wanted to take him to this one place because it's Halloween, and Witchy Pooh answers the door, and then you see Margaret Hamilton in the green makeup because she was the one that played the Wicked Witch of the West in Wizard of Oz, the original one. And basically, they're saying witches are getting a bad rap, and if you can help us out and stuff like that. Which didn't really make any sense. It didn't really resolve anything. And then they said, we'll grant you all these wishes. And then he wished to be a truck driver. Now, this truck driver sketch is probably the weirdest part of the show. The show does get kind of weird, but I loved it. Very strange. Tim Conway, they show them, they're singing and dancing, and they want to marry Roz Kelly. And it's really out there. It's really weird. And it's all like canned laughter and canned applause, It was shot on a studio, not in front of a live studio audience. And I'm not really giving any spoilers away. It just goes through the thing. And then they have the band Kiss play, which is pretty cool. And they do Detroit Rock City. And they have a really cool set that I liked on that. And they had a Lawrence of Arabia take that was really funny. And then they had Kiss come back and they did Beth. And then they had the witches wanted to go to a discotheque. Because this is back in the age of disco. And they went there and it got weird. And Florence Henderson was singing Old Black Magic. I never heard Florence Henderson sing before. I remember her pretty much just as Miss Brady and the girl on the Western Oil commercials. You know what I mean? I never heard her really sing. I don't think. I might be mistaken though. But she sang the Old Black Magic, and then Kiss came back and did King of the Nighttime World. And then they came back to do like this god-awful disco number. It was terrible at the end of the show. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's very strange and unusual. And I'm so glad they posted on, someone was kind enough to post on YouTube, because this is a thing that would have gotten forgotten. And my sister remembers watching it too, and my sister is a little younger than me. She was like 5 and I was like 8 when we saw it. And I'm glad I saw it. It brings back a lot of memories. I guess a full-on 10 out of 10. As weird as it was, it's very strange. But also, the Lawrence of Arabia or he called it Florence of Arabia, made me laugh a lot. A lot of goofy humor in it. And Billy Barty, if I didn't mention, he was in there too. So, I mean, a 10 out of 10 for the Paul Lynde Halloween special. I really much enjoyed it. Very much. A lot of fun. So, until next time, bye, please. Care my legion. Thank you again, John Walkiewicz and Tony Talant.